You open your eyes to the soft morning light. No alarm clock buzzing, no deadlines, just the stillness of a new day beginning. You sit up slowly. Then it happens. Your legs feel like lead, heavy, unstable. You try to stand, but your knees hesitate. Your feet don't respond the way they used to. That short walk to the bathroom suddenly feels like climbing uphill. You reach for the edge of the bed, steadying yourself. Your balance wobbles just slightly, but enough to make your heart skip. And in the back of your mind, a quiet thought whispers, "Am I just getting older, or is something actually wrong?" It's easy to brush it off, to blame the mattress, or tell yourself it's just a bad night's sleep. But what if this isn't just a one-off moment? What if this is your body sending you a signal? Because the truth is, thousands of older adults feel the same thing every morning, that their legs are slowly betraying them. And sadly, most don't realize why it's happening, or that they might be able to reverse it with something as simple as the very first thing they eat in the morning. So, if you've been waking up with stiff legs, if your steps feel shakier than they used to, if you've had nighttime cramps, numb feet, or moments of dizziness when standing up, this story is for you. Because sometimes the most powerful changes in our health don't begin at the doctor's office. They begin at the breakfast table. There's a quiet shift that happens after the age of 60. Not overnight, not dramatic. It doesn't come with pain or warning signs, no flashing lights, no diagnosis. Just little changes. You start avoiding stairs without thinking about it. You take longer to get out of a chair. You walk a bit slower, but chalk it up to just being careful. But underneath these small changes is a much bigger truth. Your legs are losing muscle, silently, consistently, day after day. It's called sarcopenia. A natural but dangerous process where the muscles in your legs shrink, weaken, and gradually lose function. And the most terrifying part, it doesn't hurt. You don't feel it happening until you suddenly can't get up without using your hands, until you catch your toe on the carpet, until you slip not because you weren't careful, but because your body no longer listens like it used to. And while sarcopenia is common, it's not inevitable. Because here's something most people don't know. One of the biggest accelerators of leg muscle loss isn't just aging. It's what you do or don't do in the first hour after you wake up. You see, after a night of sleep, your body is in a state of fasting. It's low on fuel, low on minerals, low on blood flow. And if you don't interrupt that fast with the right kind of nutrition, your body starts looking for energy somewhere else. And that somewhere is often your muscles, especially the muscles in your legs, the largest and most energy-demanding part of your body. Without realizing it, your body begins breaking down its own muscle tissue to power your morning. And over time, this daily erosion adds up until your balance weakens, your stride shortens, and your confidence fades. Now imagine this happening every morning for years. That's the real reason so many older adults feel like their legs just don't work like they used to. Not because they're lazy, not because they're sick, but because no one ever told them that breakfast matters more than they thought. In fact, skipping breakfast, or grabbing coffee and toast on the go, or just drinking water and saying, "I'll eat later," it might be the worst thing you can do for your legs after 60. But here's the hopeful part. If you start the day with the right foods, you can reverse that loss. You can build back what time has taken. You can feel strong again. And it doesn't require supplements, or gym memberships, or intense exercise routines. It just takes a shift in how you start your day. David was never the kind of man who slowed down. At 69, he still carried himself like the engineer he once was, disciplined, active, sharp as a tack. He spent decades climbing scaffolding, inspecting bridges, and hiking rugged trails across the U.S. He wasn't afraid of much, But one quiet morning something changed. He stepped out to pick up the newspaper, and his foot barely cleared the edge of the step. In an instant he stumbled, fell forward. Nothing broke, but something inside him did. It wasn't the fall that scared him. It was the realization that he had lost something he didn't even know was slipping away. His strength, his balance, his sense of control. He hadn't been ill. He wasn't on heavy medication. But his wife had noticed small things. He got up from the sofa more slowly, used both hands to push off his knees, stopped joining her on morning walks, something he used to love. And then the leg cramps started, usually at night, sharp, sudden enough to wake him with a jolt. That fall was a wake-up call, not just physically, but emotionally. "If I can't trust my legs," he told his wife one evening, "what else might I lose next?" So David did something he hadn't done in years. He started researching, reading articles, watching lectures. He even called a nutritionist in town who specialized in senior mobility. And what he learned changed everything. It wasn't about taking pills or lifting weights at the gym. It started with something far simpler, something he had overlooked for decades. Breakfast. For years, David had done what many do. Skip breakfast, or sip black coffee on an empty stomach. Sometimes just nibble toast or grab a banana on the way out the door. But now he saw it differently. Every morning, without proper fuel, was like inviting muscle loss in. Especially at his age, when rebuilding that muscle takes more effort, more care. So he made a change. He gave breakfast a purpose. He swapped the empty carbs for eggs. He added oats, chia seeds, and a bit of Greek yogurt. He started eating mindfully within an hour of waking. Nothing fancy, just real food. Simple, balanced, rich in nutrients his body was starving for. And slowly but noticeably his mornings began to change. That first week, the leg cramps stopped. Week 2. He could get out of bed without that heavy, dragging feeling. By the end of the first month, he was walking nearly 2 miles each morning non-stop. No cane, no hand on the railing, just David, walking like himself again. These days, when his neighbors ask what his secret is, he laughs and says, "It starts with what you put on your fork." And he means it, because the real transformation didn't happen at a clinic or with a new medication. It began with a plate of food and a choice to stop accepting weakness as just part of aging and take back control one morning at a time. Now that you've heard David's story, you might be wondering, what exactly are the rest of us doing wrong? Because let's face it, most of us don't think twice about breakfast, especially after 60. We've got routines, habits, comforts. But some of those habits, even the ones that seem harmless, might be quietly draining the strength from your legs. So let's walk through the 5 biggest mistakes older adults make in the morning, and why fixing just one of them could help rebuild your balanced strength and confidence. Mistake number 1, skipping breakfast altogether. You wake up, you're not hungry, so you say, "I'll eat later." But what your body hears is no fuel coming. Let's use muscle instead. When your body stays in a fasted state after 8 to 9 hours of sleep, it starts breaking down muscle tissue to create energy. And the first place it pulls from your legs, the very muscles you rely on to stand, walk, and stay independent. Mistake 2, replacing breakfast with coffee. We've all done it. That warm, comforting mug feels like enough to get started. But coffee, especially on an empty stomach, can spike your cortisol, dehydrate your system, and further delay nutrient intake. Worse, it masks the symptoms of fatigue until your muscles have already started losing power. Mistake number 3, eating the wrong carbs. White toast, sugary cereal, packaged pastry. They might taste good, but they offer little to no muscle-building fuel. They spike your blood sugar, cause crashes mid-morning, and leave your muscles hungry for real nutrition. Without protein, without minerals, without healthy fat. These breakfasts do nothing to protect your legs and everything to weaken them. Mistake 4. Just drinking water and calling it good. Yes, hydration is important, but water alone doesn't replenish lost electrolytes. And after a night of sleep, your muscles are low on magnesium, potassium, and sodium minerals essential for proper muscle contraction and circulation. Drinking plain water without food can actually trigger muscle fatigue and increase the risk of cramps, especially in your calves and feet. Mistake number 5. Waiting too long to eat. Even if you eat a good breakfast, if you wait 2 or 3 hours after waking, the damage may already be underway. The longer your muscles stay empty, the more vulnerable they become. Experts now recommend eating within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, especially for seniors whose muscle rebuilding capabilities are slower. These 5 mistakes are easy to overlook. They don't cause pain. They don't feel urgent. But over time, they compound, leading to the slow but steady decline that leaves so many older adults feeling weak, off balance, or afraid to move too fast. The good news, just like David did, you can turn it all around, starting with the right foods. Up next, I'll walk you through 5 powerful breakfast choices backed by science that help rebuild muscle ease, leg cramps, and restore your body's ability to stay strong on its own 2 feet. If there's one thing every senior deserves, it's the ability to stand up strong and take each step without fear. And while doctors often recommend exercise or supplements, what many forget is that muscle health begins in the kitchen and especially at breakfast. Let's explore 5 science-backed foods that don't just fill your stomach. They feed your legs, repair broken muscle fibers, improve balance, and restore confidence. These are the same foods David used in his recovery, and thousands of older adults now rely on each morning. 1. Whole eggs, the muscle builder in a shell. For decades, eggs got a bad rap. Too much cholesterol, they said. But today, science has set the record straight. Whole eggs, yolk included, are one of the most complete sources of amino acids, the very building blocks your body needs to repair and grow muscle. Inside that yolk, you'll find vitamin D, B12, choline, and leucine, a key amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis, especially in the legs, which are most prone to age-related loss. In one study from the University of Illinois, seniors who ate just 2 eggs every morning for 8 weeks saw significant gains in leg strength and better balance while standing. Even better, eggs support your neuromuscular system, helping your brain send clearer signals to your legs, which means fewer stumbles, more stability. How to eat them? Boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled in olive oil, not fried in butter or bacon fat. Eat within an hour of waking for the best muscle-building effect. 2. Oatmeal with chia seeds, slow fuel for steady strength. If eggs are your muscle repair team, then oatmeal is your steady energy provider. Oats contain beta-glucan, a fiber that keeps blood sugar stable, helping your body absorb the protein and minerals it needs to rebuild. But when you add a spoonful of chia seeds, something special happens. You give your legs a direct supply. Magnesium relaxes muscle tension. Calcium improves contraction. Omega-3s fight inflammation in overused joints. Potassium balances electrolytes and prevents cramping. Together, oats and chia make a breakfast that nourishes your lower body and keeps energy levels smooth. No crashes, no afternoon slumps. How to eat it? Simmer 2 tablespoons of oats in water or almond milk. Stir in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Top with a few banana slices or blueberries if you like. It's a warm, gentle breakfast, easy to digest, easy to love. 3. Banana, nature's electrolyte pill. Don't underestimate the power of this humble fruit. Bananas are packed with potassium, a mineral that helps regulate muscle contractions, nerve signals, and leg circulation. If you've ever had a sudden calf cramp at night or felt your feet go tingly after sitting too long, you might be low on potassium. Harvard researchers found that older adults who regularly ate bananas had 33% fewer leg cramps and better lower body mobility. Plus, bananas contain vitamin B6, which sharpens the communication between your brain and your legs, improving coordination and balance. A note of caution: if you have diabetes or kidney issues, eat smaller, slightly underripe bananas to avoid excess sugar or potassium buildup. How to enjoy it: slice one banana into your oats. Blend half with Greek yogurt. Or eat it whole after your main breakfast to prevent blood sugar spikes. 4. Greek yogurt, gentle protein for aging muscles. Unlike regular yogurt, Greek yogurt is triple strained, making it thicker, creamier, and twice as rich in protein. But it's not just any protein, it's casein, a slow-digesting type that feeds your muscles gradually, which is perfect after a long night of fasting. Each serving also provides calcium, vitamin D, and leucine, all crucial for muscle regeneration, balance, and bone strength. And the probiotics in Greek yogurt, they help reduce inflammation, improve digestion, and support better nutrient absorption, so your leg muscles actually get what they need. How to use it: eat 3-4 spoonfuls within an hour of waking. Mix with chia seeds, cinnamon, or a few blueberries. Avoid flavored yogurts packed with sugar. They do more harm than good. 5. Salmon, omega-3, for flexible, powerful legs. Salmon might not be your typical breakfast, but for seniors looking to protect their legs, it might be your new best friend. Fatty fish like salmon are rich in EPA and DHA, two omega-3s that reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and help your body use protein more efficiently to build muscle. In one study, seniors who ate 2 servings of fatty fish per week retained 27% more leg muscle mass and had a 36% lower risk of falling due to weakness. Salmon also contains B12 and vitamin D, which support balance, coordination, and energy. How to prepare pan-sear, a fillet in olive oil for 4 minutes per side. Serve with steamed greens or a few slices of sweet potato. If mornings are tight, try a slice of smoked salmon or a clean fish oil supplement. Each of these 5 foods serves a purpose. They don't just fill your plate, they help rebuild the very foundation you stand on. And when eaten regularly, they may be the difference between a life of taking it slow and a life of walking boldly forward, one strong step at a time. Up next, we'll reveal the surprise food most seniors already have in their kitchen, and how eating it before your main breakfast might be the secret to waking up without pain, cramps, or unsteady feet. Sometimes the most powerful remedies aren't found on pharmacy shelves. They're sitting quietly in your kitchen, waiting to be rediscovered. That's exactly the case with this one simple food. Not a pill, not a supplement, not a superfood flown in from halfway across the world. Just a soft, warm half of a sweet potato sprinkled with a small pinch of natural mineral salt. It may sound too plain, too simple to matter. But for older adults struggling with morning stiffness, leg cramps, or balance issues, this humble dish could be a game changer. Let's unpack why. Why sweet potato? After a night of fasting, your muscles are craving something specific. Steady energy, electrolyte balance, circulation support. Sweet potatoes deliver on all 3. Unlike sugary cereals or white bread, sweet potatoes are full of complex carbs that slowly release energy, giving your legs a gentle, lasting fuel supply. They also contain potassium, balances fluids, prevents cramps. Magnesium, relaxes muscle fibers. Vitamin C, supports tissue repair. Manganese, critical for energy production in muscles. Most importantly, they don't spike your blood sugar, which is especially important for seniors managing weight, energy, or insulin resistance. Why add mineral salt? Not just any salt, but Celtic sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. These unrefined salts contain over 80 trace minerals, including magnesium, calcium, and sodium, all essential for muscle coordination and nerve function. Unlike regular table salt, which is stripped of nutrients and often laced with additives, natural sea salts help replenish what your body loses overnight. In fact, a French study found that older adults who consumed sweet potatoes with magnesium-rich salt each morning experienced 41% better balance, 50% fewer falls, improved leg coordination within just 90 days. How to use this morning trick. It's simple. Here's how to make it work. Steam or roast half a sweet potato until it's soft and warm. Add a small pinch of Celtic sea salt on top. Eat it 10 to 15 minutes before your main breakfast, ideally with warm water. This timing helps activate digestion, supports nutrient absorption, and provides your muscles with early fuel before they start breaking down. Many seniors report feeling a difference in just a few days. Easier time standing up, fewer nighttime cramps, less tingling or numbness in the feet, and best of all, lighter, steadier first steps in the morning. It's a gentle practice, nothing extreme, nothing expensive, but like many of life's best remedies, it works because it's consistent, and because it works with your body, not against it. So, if you've been feeling hesitant in the morning, if the first few steps of your day feel slow or unsteady, this tiny warm change might be the quiet support your legs have been waiting for. And now that you've learned what to eat, it's time to pair it with how to move. Because the foods you choose build the foundation, but the habits you practice each morning determine how strong that foundation becomes. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about how you start your day. Because every morning, your body is waking up too. Your muscles, your circulation, your balance. All of it needs a gentle reintroduction to movement after hours of stillness. And for seniors especially, how you move in the first 10 minutes can mean the difference between strength and struggle. Let's explore 4 morning habits that are free, simple, and scientifically backed to help you feel grounded, stable, and stronger all day long. 1. Start with warm water plus mineral salt. Before coffee, before food, before you even make the bed, drink a glass of warm water with a small pinch of natural mineral salt. Why? Because after 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your body is slightly dehydrated and low on electrolytes. That dryness can cause morning cramps, dizziness when standing, muscle tightness in the calves and thighs. But sipping 8 ounces of warm water slowly helps rehydrate your cells, restore electrolyte balance, and improve leg circulation right away. Add 1/5 teaspoon of Celtic sea salt or Himalayan salt. Let it dissolve. Sip slowly. You'll feel the difference in your legs within minutes. 2. Do the 3-minute leg awakening drill. No gym, no equipment, just your body. Here's what to do right after your water and before breakfast. Stand tall near a wall or chair. Lift 1 foot off the ground just 2 to 3 inches. Hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs. Do this 5 times per leg. What it does, activates your stabilizer muscles in your thighs, calves, hips, re-engages your balance system, sharpens your connection between brain and body. Over time, this simple drill can reduce your risk of falls, improve the walking control, and restore confidence with each step. 3. Never jump out of bed. This one's simple but powerful. Many seniors feel dizzy, weak, or even collapse when they stand too quickly after waking. That's because blood hasn't fully reached the brain and lower limbs yet. So instead of launching upright, try this. Sit up slowly. Rotate your ankles and wrists a few times. Take 3 deep breaths. Then gently place your feet on the floor. This helps reactivate circulation and reintroduce movement to your nervous system. Think of it as a handshake between your brain and body. Good morning. Let's move together today. 4. Get natural sunlight for 5 minutes. You don't need to sunbathe. You don't even need to go outside. Just open the curtains, step onto the balcony, or sit near a sunny window and let early sunlight touch your skin, especially your wrists and ankles. Why this matters? Early sunlight stimulates vitamin D production, helps absorb calcium for bone health, balances your internal clock, and supports better hormonal function, which influences muscle recovery. This simple act helps reinforce every other effort you're making, from your food to your movement to your mood. Together, these 4 habits act like a morning tune-up for your body. They prepare your legs for the day, reduce stiffness, restore strength, and help you feel in control of your movements instead of bracing for discomfort. And when you combine them with the breakfast strategies we've already covered, you give yourself the best possible start every single day. So now there's only one question left. Will you begin tomorrow differently than you did today? There comes a moment in life, often quietly, often unexpectedly, when we realize the small things matter more than we ever imagined. The way we rise from bed, the food we place on our plate, the first few steps we take each morning. For many older adults, those first steps have become heavier, slower, less certain. But here's the truth that most never hear. Losing your strength is not a guarantee of aging. It's a consequence of being unknowingly undernourished every single morning. Yet just as that strength has quietly slipped away, it can be quietly reclaimed. One bite at a time, one habit at a time, one morning at a time. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need fancy supplements or expensive devices. You don't need to be perfect. What you need is a decision. To begin, to stop skipping breakfast, to stop letting your muscles fight a losing battle each day without support, to stop accepting weakness as just part of getting older. Because that's not aging, that's surrender, and you don't have to surrender. You are not powerless. You are not too late. As David proved, even after a fall, even after years of skipping meals, it took just weeks to feel his legs come back to life. And all it began with was changing the first thing he ate. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, pause before the coffee. Drink your water. Sprinkle that pinch of mineral salt. Warm the sweet potato. Crack the egg. Stir the oats. Scoop the yogurt. Slice the banana. Feel the difference, not overnight, but over time. Because what you do consistently is what changes you permanently. You are still writing your story. And with each step you take, each breakfast you choose wisely, you give your legs the strength to carry you into your next chapter. Standing tall, moving forward on your own 2 feet.